Hello everyone, and we should be live by now. Hello everyone, yeah, okay. We should be live now. Thanks for joining me, and first of all, my apologies because the first Spanish power lesson should have been last Wednesday. Unfortunately, I had a technical problem with the microphone and almost had to buy a new laptop, but the last moment I got to fix the problem. So here it is. I'm finally gonna start with this series of 3 power lessons, Spanish. So these lessons are for people who want to learn Spanish from scratch. And today I will not only give you the first lesson, I will also tell a little bit about the method and about how it works exactly, how we have developed this method that we call language builders, sentence builders in this case. So first of all, let me know if you can hear me and if you can see me clearly. Also, let me know where you're from. It's always fun to hear, like, it's always fun to see like all these different countries everyone is from. And then if everyone can hear me and see me clearly, then I would suggest you to download the materials for these 3 lessons. And you can find the description in the link below, or you can find a link in the description under this video. And there you get to, so it's languageboost.biz/Spanish webinar, and there you can download actually the materials for these 3 lessons. And make sure that you download these and that you actually study these before and also after the lesson. That way you will get the most out of this, these videos. Yes, so let's get started. I have prepared a presentation for you. Again, this will only we'll give a short introduction about who we are, who I am, if you don't know who I am, and then we get started with the Spanish lesson. So let me get started. I will share my screen with you. And here we are. This is the page where you can get the materials, languageboost.biz, and then Spanish webinar. You just have to, if you enter your name and email address here, we will send you the materials for this lesson. But first, let's take a look about how it all works. So how to speak Spanish without having to study it for years. That's often a problem. We learn a language in schools for many, many, many years, and then after graduation, we can't speak. We can't hold a conversation with a native speaker. Or if we finally get that chance abroad, you go to Spain or whatever, Latin America, and they speak Spanish, you want to say something and you freeze because you don't know how to use everything you've learned basically at school. So what's the solution? We're going to talk about that today. My goal is that by the end of the presentation, you do not only have a clear idea about how you can learn Spanish quickly. By the way, this doesn't only apply for Spanish. You can use this method for other languages as well. But today we are going to focus on Spanish. But we are not only going to tell you how you can learn a language quickly, but we are actually going to let you experience how it works. And this method we've also used not only ourselves, also with our students here on our YouTube channel. You can see lots of videos of us speaking certain language after a very short amount of time. Last year, for example, I went to Thailand, where I became conversational in Thai in 21 days. Luca went to Serbia. Lucas went to Serbia, where he already spoke pretty good Serbian after only 1 month. I did this mission for Russian as well, but also for French and Portuguese. If you are familiar with our YouTube channel, you might have seen these videos already. And often the question that we get is, how do you guys do that? Are you guys talented? Do you guys cheat? Is everything real? Yes, everything is real. You can see that on the channel here in the videos. It doesn't only work for us, it also works for our students. But what does it mean to speak a language? Because, you know, it's easy to say, I can speak French after 1 month. Well, there's many companies who say that you can become fluent in, I don't know, in a month or maybe even a few weeks. I think I have some books with some title, Fluent in 3 weeks. That's not really possible. I mean, if you really want to become fluent, that often takes years if you really want to make the language part of yourself. But the key is that becoming conversational or reaching conversational level can be reached much and much faster. The thing is that if you're conversational in the language already, it's actually much more pleasant to improve because you can just use the language and learn in a more natural way by talking to native speakers, by reading simple text. And we often see that many problems never reach that stage and therefore give up before they're actually able to communicate in that language. And I think that's a pity. So therefore, here in Language Boost, we focus on helping people to become conversational or to learn a language from scratch and become conversational in as short time, as quick as possible. Now, if you stay until the end, I will answer some of your questions that you might have, and I will answer these questions. You can ask me questions in different languages, in the languages that I speak. So Dutch, English, German, French, Portuguese, Spanish, Cantonese, Mandarin, and even some Russian. I could try to answer some questions in Russian as well. No distractions. Make sure that you enlarge this screen. You watch this video in full size, but that you also download the materials so that you get the best out of this lesson. And again, for those who just pop in, you can find the materials in the link below, the link in the description below. Just give us your email address and we send everything to you. So my name is Jan van der A, and together with Lucas Bagetti, I'm from the Netherlands, Lucas is from Brazil. Together we run Language Boost. Language Boost is our website, but we also have a YouTube channel where we help people to learn languages faster. We've learned over 10 languages ourselves. Lucas speaks more than 15 at the moment. We are language coaches and we regularly speak at language events worldwide. We just came back from Russia last month. We spoke at 3 different events in Russia, in 3 different cities, Kazan, Samara, and in Moscow, where we help the Russian audience to learn languages quickly. Personally, we've helped over 100 people this year from all over the world to become conversational in a new language. And we have spent the last 10 years of our lives living in different countries, and trying tons of language learning methods. We've tested a lot. We've tested, well, all the major, let's say all the major learning methods out there, not only with ourselves, we've also hundreds of students worldwide, where we test all these different things, and we have combined the aspects of like the most successful method to create our own learning method. Of course, we have also lots of in-field practice because of living in all these different countries. And we've also, in our search for the best way to become conversational from scratch, on this journey to find out how we could do this, we have visited, well, we basically traveled around the world and visited some of the world's most successful polyglots. And if you are familiar, so a polyglot is someone who speaks many languages. And if you watch language videos here on YouTube, then some of these faces here might be familiar with you. So here on the top was in New York with Tim Donor. I think he's maybe the most famous well, he's almost not a teenager anymore, but polyglot here on YouTube. If you Google his name, you find tons of videos of him speaking, I don't know, 20 languages or something. Luca Lampariello, of course, here on the top. On the right, very great polyglot from Italy. Here on the bottom, we have Richard Simcott on the right. Then on the bottom, in the middle, that's me sitting on the couch with Benny Lewis, who has the biggest language learning blog the biggest blog, world's biggest language learning blog, I would say, Fluent in 3 months. Studio Raj here in the middle, on the left, you can see me with Ollie Richards from I Will Teach You a Language, also a very big influencer in the language learning industry, I would say. Okay, so all these interviews and all these language learning missions, I would say, had brought me to over 103 countries. Now it's actually 104. Just came back from Mongolia. So yeah, we have lots of in-field practice as well. On the bottom, you can see the image with me with the languages that I speak. On the top, and that's Lucas. He's more, speaks lots of Slavic languages as well, as you can see. So on this journey, we've done lots of things right. I mean, we've trying approaches that really worked. 2.5 years ago, I started learning French myself, and after a month, I was able to, using this method, after a month, I was able to hold simple conversations and to travel around Africa. I went to Senegal and Mauritania, where I was using only French because people don't speak much English there. And that was actually a great experience because I was able to understand the people and they were able to understand me. And well, I don't know if for the ones who've ever been to Africa, but it's not a very easy region to travel. So speaking a language in these regions is going to be really helpful. And your personal reasons to learn a language can be different. It can be for personal reasons. Maybe you have a partner who speaks that language. Maybe you need French for your career. We all have different reasons. It doesn't really matter what your motivation is as long as you are motivated. We have also failed. Both Lucas and me were really bad at languages at school. I still remember my English teacher was after an oral exam and did really bad. And he said, Jan, you know what, your English is, you're just not made for languages. You're really bad at it. And I hope that in the future you will choose a career for which you don't need English at all because you're just not good at it. Because the way they teach languages at school just didn't work for me. I didn't find it interesting. I found it difficult learning all these grammar, this vocabulary. My brain didn't work like that. So if you were bad at languages at school or learning languages in a more formal way, I would say, then there is still hope because this method that I'm going to show with you today is going to be completely different. And I'm going to let you experience it. So after doing this for over 10 years, we found that you don't have to wait for months or even years to speak your new language. You can actually start from the very beginning if you do a few things very well. Learning thousands of words and grammar rules in the beginning can often be counterproductive. It's easy to become overwhelmed. Maybe you've experienced that in the past. This presentation, I'm also going to talk why most people don't succeed in learning Spanish. And it's not about how much you know about the language. It's actually about being able to make combinations. That's the key. And I'm going to show you how. So we learned it all the hard way. Now you can cheat. We have designed a methodology for you, which you can basically just use to really learn, make sure that you learn the most important words that really matter in the beginning of the learning process. And not only learn those words, but also that allows you to make combinations with these words. We have created that for you. We wish we had it when we started learning languages 10 years ago, but we're happy that we can now share it with you. Now, let's first take a look about how traditional language courses work. Maybe you remember yourself sitting in the in the classroom in this position. And often we start learning a few phrases, okay, and the basic greetings, always useful when traveling to the country, right? Then we learn the alphabet, if the alphabet is different from your the alphabet of your native language. And then often the names of the animals, and many websites like Duolingo, for example, they also tend to teach the names of the animals, of clothing, and you know, after a while you've learned like maybe 75 words, but the problem is that you're not able to make any sentences, to make any combinations with these words. And then they start adding the colors. Now you know 100 words. You still can't make any combinations, the professions, the numbers, and so on. And of course the grammar as well. So eventually you're gonna know, I don't know, hundreds of words which you can't use. And that's actually the reason why you can't speak the language. You know many things. In school you learn many things about the language, but you do not really learn how to use it. So if you want a better way that does not make you fall asleep and that actually works, then stay here, because then I'm going to share something interesting for you. First, a question for you. What if you could speak Spanish? How would your life change? What will you do with the ability of speaking Spanish? Do you want to move to a country where they speak Spanish? Or do you want to use it on your travels? Maybe you need it for your career. Maybe you have a spouse who speaks Spanish, or maybe his or her parents. You want to be able to communicate with her family. It's very important to think about this question. It's a little bit, well, might be a little bit silly to ask you here over a webinar, but it's really important that you think about this, because only if you imagine yourself speaking Spanish and improving your life basically by learning the skill, this is where the real motivation comes from, and what eventually is going to determine your success or not. So since the beginning of this year, we have helped learners from all over the world to become conversational in the new language in 7 weeks. In 21 lessons is how we do it. And well, today I'm going to share with you the first lesson. So in this presentation, I'm going to share with you 3 more secrets about quick language learning with a focus on conversation, applying the 20-80 rule, the ability to make combinations, and why most people don't succeed in learning French. So with the 80-20 rule, we basically mean that 80% of the output often comes from only 20% of the input. They call this the Pareto principle. But we see that in language learning, it's often more like the 95-2.5 rule. Because in languages like Spanish, you only need to know, it's said that you only need to know 2.5% of the vocabulary to speak 95% of the conversational language. So in our bootcamps, we are focusing on this 2.5%. So if you want to learn a language quickly, focus on this 2.5%. And now you might think, but 2.5%, is that not enough? Well, 2.5% depends a little bit. It's a discussion how many words there are in a language, but 2.5% is often like between 500 and 1,000 words, I think. But just to give you an example, how much can you say with only 100 words? With these words that you see here, for example. I want to drink wine, for example. Or what do you want to drink? What do you want to eat? I want to eat a pizza. Sorry, I don't understand. Do you know what he wants to eat? Do you know where he is? Really? You know, like all these sentences that I just said are combinations of the words that you see on the screen here. Now we're going to teach you more than 100 words, but just to give you an example about how many things that you can actually say if you know how to use the words. You don't need to know thousands and thousands of words in the beginning. A few hundreds is often enough. So Bruce Lee once said, I don't fear the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. And we feel that in language learning is more or less the same thing, very similar. It's better to learn thousands or 2,000 words really well than knowing 30,000 words and not being able to use them. At least for speaking, of course. And that's what we focus on. We focus on speaking. So it's about the ability to make combinations with what you know. You need actually both. You need to know things about the language, but at least as important is what you can do in the language. And this is often something that language courses or traditional language courses, but also the way we learn languages at school, forget, or what lacks. We do not really become good at using what we learn. So let me show with you how this works. Again, make sure that you have the materials. So in the link in the description, you can sign up and receive the materials for this lesson, for lesson 1, 2, and 3. This is lesson 1, of course. Make sure you use these materials because you will get the best out of these lessons. There's also Anki decks and native audio so that you can revise the vocabulary later. Maybe I can share with you how that works. So if you go to this page, languageboost.biz, and then Spanish webinar, you can find this link in the description. Just leave your email address, and then we're going to send you the following files. So basically an ebook. This is free, of course, huh? This is the ebook with the vocabulary that we're gonna learn today. And then here, oh sorry, this is the vocabulary. The phrases, the example sentences of the drills that we're gonna do today. And you're also gonna have the audio files with the native speaker pronouncing all the words and the sentences in the ebook. You're also gonna get an Anki deck with the content of this lesson. A little later, I will show you how Anki, how this works. It's basically to practice the content of this course with flashcards. Yes, so let's get started. So Spanish lesson 1, we are gonna start. Okay, question for you. How do you say I in Spanish? If you have the materials, then you can cheat a little bit. So I in Spanish is yo. Yo. Okay, I is yo. What about you? You in Spanish is tú. Tú. I know 2 words. Still not able to make combinations, but it's going to change very quickly. So, I and you, yo, and tú. Okay. What about if you want to say you and me, for example? Yo. You need to know how to say and. That's y in Spanish. So yo y tú. Yo y tú. Now 3 words, you can make 1 combinations. What about this verb? The verb that we are going to learn here, the first verb is querer, and it means to want. Querer. Okay, so to want in Spanish is querer. Now, how do you say I want? You remember how to say I? Yo. And to want was querer. Now, how do you say I want? It's not yo querer. You actually have to conjugate the verb. So in Spanish, it becomes yo quiero. Yo quiero. Okay, I want, yo quiero. And what about you want? You want in Spanish, you have to conjugate the verb again. So tú and querer, and then conjugate the verb, it becomes tú quieres. Tú quieres. Okay, you want, tú quieres. Make sure you have the materials so you can to get the best out of this course. So far we have learned these words here. Do you remember how to the Spanish equivalent of these words in English? Okay, I'm gonna show it to you. Yo, tú, y, yo y tú, querer, yo quiero, y tú quieres. Okay? Well, these are your first words. Let's add a few words and see what happens. Okay, I wanted to ask you, I want and you want, but you can already see the answer. So I want, yo quiero, and with y, tú quieres. Yo quiero y tú quieres. Okay? You know, 4 words, you can make 4 combinations, because now you can say, I want, you want, and I want, you want. What about if we add these words, not or no? No. In Spanish, no. No. So how would you say I want? Yo quiero. I don't want. Yo no quiero. Okay? Yo no quiero. You want. Tú quieres. You don't want. Yes. Tú no quieres. Okay? 5 words. Can make 10 combinations now. Let's continue. What about this verb here? To work. To work in Spanish becomes trabajar. Trabajar. Okay? Trabajar. This J in Spanish becomes like a ha, ha. Trabajar. J. Okay? Trabajar. Now, let's make a few drills. So how do you say I want to work? Yo quiero trabajar. Okay? Yo quiero trabajar. I don't want to work. Yes. Yo no quiero trabajar. Again, how do you say you want to work? Tú, you want to work. Tú quieres trabajar. Okay, 6 words, 20 combinations. Now it starts adding up. What about this verb? To learn or to study. Let's see which one we have here. To study. To study in Spanish is estudiar. 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 Okay. Again, how do you say I want to study? Yo quiero estudiar. And you want to study? Tú quieres estudiar. Okay. I don't want to study. Yo no quiero estudiar. Yo no quiero estudiar. Okay? Now we're gonna make it fun, because we're gonna add some, we're gonna make some questions now. So, where in Spanish is donde? Donde? Where becomes donde? Donde? Where? Okay? So let me ask you the question. How would you say, where do you want to study? Where do you want to study? ¿Dónde you want, tú quieres to study? Estudiar. And you can actually omit the tú here, because from the conjugation quieres, we can see that it's you. So then it becomes, ¿dónde quieres estudiar? Where do you want to study? ¿Dónde quieres estudiar? And what about where do you want to work? Where do you want to work? ¿Dónde quieres trabajar? Was the verb. You remember? So make sure that you download the materials so that you can cheat a little bit and also revise this content after the lesson. Okay, here in Spanish. The word for here in Spanish is aquí. Aquí. Okay, so how would you say in Spanish? Now, if I ask you the question, ¿dónde quieres estudiar? Or, ¿dónde quieres estudiar español? Español is Spanish. ¿Dónde quieres aprender español? Where do you want to learn Spanish? You can answer the question by saying, aquí, here. Aquí. Okay, so ¿dónde quieres aprender español? Aquí. Okay, here, that's good. 9 words, can make 70 combinations now. Other question, ¿dónde quieres trabajar? ¿Dónde quieres trabajar? Answer, where do you want to work? Answer, aquí. Okay, so here in Spanish is aquí. So as you see, it's not about the number of words that you know, it's about being able to make combinations with the words that you know. And if the words that you know are also very useful words, just as we're doing here now, yeah, then it becomes very interesting. Then you can do a lot of things with very limited, relatively very limited knowledge. So why don't, actually, I'm going to continue the lesson, so hold on. First, I want to share this with you. Why do most people not succeed in learning Spanish? Now, this can be a very philosophical question, but the answer is actually much easier, much more simple. They either stop, they give up, or they never start. So why do people give up? Why is that? Why do they never start? The reason they give up is basically not enough motivation, and that can have various reasons. So if you do not have a clear vision about what you're going to do with your Spanish, then you will find that you're actually going to be less motivated. If you really know how your life is going to be better, if you can speak Spanish, if you really can imagine yourself speaking Spanish fluently and profiting from all these benefits that you're going to have, this is going to keep you on track in days that it's going to be difficult, or that you are tired or cannot find the time to study. You really need this motivation. This is what gonna make you successful in learning Spanish in the long vision. Me, myself as well, I've done many language learning projects I failed at. For example, I wanted to learn Japanese. I wanted to learn Indonesian. I never became fluent in Japanese because after a few months, I lost my motivation. Also, not having any clear goals can be not very helpful. Let's say, I see many people say, okay, I want to become fluent in Spanish, but this is not a very clear goal. I mean, like really becoming fluent in Spanish and making this language part of yourself really takes time, often years. And if that's your only goal, this goal is very far away. So it's better to say, for example, I'm going to learn 200 words in Spanish, or I'm going to take 10 Spanish lessons, or I'm going to I want to be able to hold a 10-minute conversation in Spanish. Now, these goals are much easier to reach, and therefore, every time you reach those goals, you feel like you can actually achieve something. You feel good if you achieve something, right? And that actually achieving these small mini goals all the time give you more motivation as well. So these are really the things that you need. Yeah, set mini goals for yourself. This keeps you motivated and prevents you from giving up. No accountability. If you're together on a mission with someone, I mean, if you're not learning Spanish alone, actually you can, if you're learning it with friends, or doesn't really matter with who, as long as they have the same mindset and you share, like you keep each other accountable, it also really forces you a little bit more to put in the work, and also to motivate you, of course. And then, of course, there is a problem of time. Many people say it's actually a very big problem. I think it's one of the main struggles of people when learning languages. So how to solve that? Well, the first thing is that you need to make time, of course. And you can make time for something once it is a priority for you. And once you have the motivation. If you're motivated, it's much easier to make time. Then also, I find it always very useful to schedule lessons in advance. So instead of just booking one lesson with a teacher, either online or offline, I plan like 10 lessons ahead. And that's way I have this personal, I would say, personal commitment to my tutor, at least, to show up. And then another thing that you can do is you can learn with, you can learn in your, I think in English they call it your dead time. So it's basically the time you are on a bus, on a train, public transportation, on the tube, or when you're waiting for someone. Especially if you have the materials on your phone, for example, or on a portable device, you can easily review the words that you've learned the day before. And this way, you do not really need to make extra time. You can just do it at the time you're normally just doing nothing, basically. So vision, make sure that you have a good vision about how your life is going to be better in that languages. Set mini goals instead of having a long-term goal, a very long-term, unspecific goal, like saying, I want to become fluent in Spanish. Make quick progress in the beginning. You know, there are people, I mean, of course, I'm a big fan of, I'm a big language enthusiast myself, and I know people who can like learn the language from a book, basically. Well, for me, it's impossible. I really need to see my progress. I really need to, like every time when you try out new words or a new combination and it works, like this is really what keeps, I would say, normal people who want to learn a language motivated. Quick progress. Time, schedule lessons in advance, study in your that time, and accountability. Don't do it alone. Surround yourself with people who are on the same mission, and share struggles and achievements together with them. Now, we're going to continue with the lessons. Again, make sure that you have the materials. I will, well, you can either open the phrases or the vocabulary. If I were you, I think it's better, well, you can choose. Maybe for now, since it's your first lesson, it's better to open the phrases here, frases. And let's continue with the lesson. So we have had these, we have already discussed, and we already did some drills with these words here. Yo, yeah. Tú, y, querer, which was to want. No, which was no or not. Trabajar, to work. You can find more example sentences here. Estudiar. ¿Dónde? Aquí. Okay, number 10, word number 10, pero. Okay, so pero means but. And it's actually a very important word, because once you start using this word, you can actually make your sentences double as long. So let's see how that works. So not me, but you. No yo, pero tú. Okay, I want to work, but you don't want. Yo quiero trabajar, pero tú no quieres. Okay? Now, let's do some drills with this sentence. How would you say, I don't want to work, but you want? I don't want to work, but you want. Yo no quiero trabajar, pero tú quieres. Okay? You want to study, but you don't want to work. Try without looking. Tú quieres estudiar, pero tú no quieres trabajar. Okay. Well, if you've noticed, I'm not a native speaker. Normally, if we do these boot camps, we have either a native speaker or someone who's really close to a native speaker. But in the materials, you can find the audio here where you can listen to native recordings of these phrases and vocabulary. Okay, pero. So how would you say in Spanish, for example, I want to, let's see, which verbs have we done so far? I want to learn Spanish, but you don't want to learn English. Spanish in Spanish was español, and English is inglés. So I want to learn Spanish, but you want to learn English. Yo quiero estudiar español, pero tú quieres estudiar inglés. Okay, pero. Very important word. Now, yes in Spanish, maybe you knew this one already, is sí. Yes, I want. Sí, yo quiero. Yes, I want to work. Sí, yo quiero trabajar. Yes, I want to study. Sí, yo quiero estudiar. What about, which other verbs have we done? Estudiar. We haven't done so many verbs yet. Let's continue so that we can make more drills. Okay, what about this one here? ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? Why? Actually, you see a spelling mistake here. This means why. So in Russian, we also give these courses to Russians. No need to adjust this. So why not? ¿Por qué no? ¿Por qué no? Why do you want? ¿Por qué tú quieres? Why do you want to learn Spanish? Try it by yourself. Why do you want to learn Spanish? ¿Por qué tú quieres aprender español? ¿Por qué tú quieres aprender español? Okay. Why don't you want to work? ¿Por qué tú no quieres trabajar? ¿Por qué tú no quieres trabajar? In Spanish, you can make a question by raising your voice a little bit at the end. So, why don't you want to work? ¿Por qué tú no quieres trabajar? Okay. Why don't you want to learn Spanish? Try by yourself. ¿Por qué tú no quieres, sorry, what was it? Learn Spanish. ¿Por qué tú no quieres aprender español? Okay. ¿Por qué? And then the same word actually means because as well. The intonation is a little bit different. You can hear this the best in the native recordings. So because I want, porque yo quiero. So if the question is why, because I want, then porque, and then the answer is porque yo quiero. Okay? Because I don't want to work, porque yo no quiero trabajar. Because you don't want to work, porque tú ni quieres trabajar. Because you don't want to learn. Okay, so here a difficult one for you. How do you say in Spanish, I don't want to learn Spanish because I want to learn English? I don't want to learn Spanish because I want to learn English. Yo no quiero estudiar español porque yo quiero estudiar inglés. Okay? Make sure you have these materials. You download these materials so that you can revise everything afterwards. Another important word, cuando. Cuando. When do you want? ¿Cuándo tú quieres? When do you want to work? ¿Cuándo tú quieres trabajar? Study. ¿Cuándo tú quieres estudiar? When do you want to learn Spanish? ¿Cuándo tú quieres estudiar español? ¿Cuándo? ¿Cuándo is when. And normally, I will show you, I'm going to show you my face again. Where is everyone? Maybe you can hear on the background someone is playing harp. Our neighbor is playing harp. So not sure if you can hear it, but might have a very nice background song here. Okay. Yes, so make sure you have the materials, because I'm gonna continue now without sharing the sheet. Normally we have these lessons, or like during the boot camps, there are a few students who are actually live. So then we are doing these drills with the students who are online, and you will need them into the materials in front of you. So I would like to invite you now to open the materials so that we can continue. So word number 15, ahora. Ahora. And ahora means now. So if the question is, ¿cuándo tú quieres estudiar? And the answer can be ahora. Ahora. So I want now in Spanish. Yo quiero ahora. I want to study now. Yo quiero estudiar ahora. I want to learn Spanish now. Yo quiero aprender español ahora. Okay. Why do you want to work now? So why? Why was ¿por qué? Why do you want to work now? ¿Por qué tú quieres trabajar ahora? Raise the voice a little bit in the end. ¿Por qué tú quieres trabajar ahora? Okay. Ahora means now. Word number 16 in the ebook is estar. Estar. Very important word, of course. It means to be. I am, yo estoy. And now maybe people are going to think, oh yeah, but there's also ser, is also to be in Spanish, right? Yes. We first teach you estar, and then later on teach you like the difference between the two. For now, estar, okay? So I am, yo estoy. You are not, yo estoy. For you, it's tú estás. I am not, yo no estoy. You are not, tú no estás. Okay? Why are you not here? How would you say that in Spanish? Why are you not here? So why was ¿por qué? ¿Por qué tú no estás aquí? ¿Por qué tú no estás aquí? Why am I here? How would you say that in Spanish? ¿Por qué yo estoy aquí? ¿Por qué yo estoy aquí? Or I am here, but you are not here. I am here, but you are not here. Yo estoy aquí, pero tú no estás aquí. Okay? Yo estoy aquí, pero tú no estás aquí. Word number 17 in the ebook. Ocupado. Ocupado. Which means busy. It's always estar and then ocupado. So I am busy. Yo estoy ocupado. Tú estás ocupado. So if I ask you the question, ¿estás ocupado? Then your answer could be, sí, yo estoy ocupado. Or, no, yo no estoy ocupado. Okay? So, ocupado, busy. Occupied, ocupado. Then tired in Spanish is here, word number 18, is cansado. Cansado. Yo estoy cansado. I am tired. So if I am tired is yo estoy cansado, then how would you say, are you tired? Tú estás cansado, or just estás cansado. ¿Estás cansado? Mm-hmm. What about I don't want to work because I'm tired? I don't want, yo no quiero, to work, trabajar, yo no quiero trabajar, because I am tired. Yo no quiero trabajar porque yo estoy cansado. Okay? By the way, cansada is what they use for a female. So if you ask a girl if she's tired, ¿estás cansada? Okay, just a short note. Okay, there's two more words. Let me just share my screen again with you for the ones who haven't downloaded the PDFs yet, the materials yet. So today in Spanish is hoy. Why do you want to work today? ¿Por qué tú no quieres trabajar hoy? Mm-hmm. So what about if the sentence is, do you want to learn Spanish today? Do you want to learn Spanish today? ¿Tú quieres or just quieres? ¿Quieres estudiar español hoy? ¿Quieres estudiar español hoy? And then your answer could be, yes, I want to learn Spanish today. And how do you say that? Sí, yo quiero estudiar español hoy. Okay? My question for you, ¿por qué tú no quieres, ¿por qué tú no quieres estudiar hoy? ¿Por qué no? ¿Por qué tú no quieres estudiar hoy? And then you can say, so why do you want to study? Why don't you want to study today? And then you can say, because today I'm busy. Because today I'm busy. How do you say that? Because. Porque hoy estoy cansado. For female, cansada. Porque hoy estoy cansado. Okay, the last word for today, tener que. Tener que. Tener que is to have to. So I have to study. Yo tengo que estudiar. I have to work. Yo tengo que trabajar. Where do you have to study? ¿Dónde tú tienes que estudiar? Or, ¿dónde tienes que estudiar? And now you can answer. So I ask you the question, ¿dónde tú tienes que estudiar? And now you can answer me by saying, I have to study Spanish here. I have to study Spanish here. Yo tengo que estudiar español here. Aquí. Yo tengo que estudiar español aquí. Okay. Last sentence. I want to study now, but I am busy. Okay, let's change this a little bit. Let's change the sentence to I want to study. No, sorry. I want to work here, but I'm busy. I want to work here, but I'm busy. How do you say that? I want to work here, but I'm busy. Yo quiero trabajar aquí. Or now, ahora. Sorry, I want to work here, I said. Yo quiero trabajar aquí, pero yo estoy ocupado. Pero yo estoy ocupado. So you see, we've only learned 20 words today, but there is already lots of combinations that you can make. And you can actually make way more combinations than these that you can see here on the sheet. Now, if you're not going to do anything with these words, then most likely tomorrow you're going to forget. You're going to forget these words. So therefore, we have a solution for that. Of course, we have the materials, the ebooks that you can download for free. You can see it in the link in the description below. But we also come with the audio files and also with the with Anki decks for each lesson. Let me show you how it works. So this is Anki. The Anki is a free app. Is an app that you can download for free, at least on your mobile. On your computer. And it's called a flashcard space repetition app. Now let me show you how it works. You can easily import the deck by clicking here. Okay. Because I already have it, or what? Okay, well, this is an exception. Let me see how it works. I tried this earlier for French. Let me just show you. Something goes wrong here. I don't know what. Let me show you how it works for French, for example. So you have a word here, and this is a word that we just learned. Do you remember how to say "and" in Spanish? And, I and you, me and you, was "y," right? So now this is what we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Toi et moi.
Okay, there's audio as well. We see this for French now. In Spanish, of course, this should be "y." And if we have this correct, we actually click on this button here, and then the word. We will see the word tomorrow again. If it was wrong, we click here, and then we will see the words in a minute. Now, if tomorrow, again, we're gonna remember this word, you can again click on this button, but then instead of showing it to us in one day, it will increase the interval and it will actually show us the word in 4 days. And after 4 days, this will become, I don't know, 12 days. So it actually knows which words are gonna be which words you can remember very well and which words not. And that way it helps you to basically revise the vocabulary that you are about to forget just before you are going to forget it. And this is a very simple, a very easy, it doesn't look very fancy, but a very effective tool to not forget vocabulary that we teach during these lessons. So you can also download that for free, okay? Let's go back to the presentation. Let me just make sure everything is still working well. So hang on, you can still see my screen. Okay. So what if? Well, this is actually this training session. This lesson, today's lesson is actually part of of a package of 21 lessons. And in this boost camp, as we call it, we focus on a few things. So we don't let you teach irrelevant vocabulary. We only focus on the most important vocabulary, or the 2.5% that really matters for beginners. Our teachers will train you to make combinations. So they will not focus on explaining all the grammar rules to you and teaching you thousands and thousands of words. No, we're only going to teach you the most important vocabulary, and we are actually going to focus on making combinations. All this you can do in small groups online. So today I'm alone in this hangout, but normally in our lessons, there's going to be like 3 or 4 students in a small group online. And you can also watch these lessons in the replay afterwards, of course. It's 21 lessons, 3 lessons per week, and it only takes 7 weeks. Our students, so far, all of them, well, there might have been a few exceptions, have been able to hold a conversation in French in just 7 weeks. Even like 55-year-old people in Russia who had never learned another language before, they could already hold simple but conversation 100% in Spanish. 10-minute conversations, that's what we aim for. So we call it a Spanish boost camp. It's going to be 3 lessons per week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 50 minutes per lesson. And the lesson is going to be on Google Hangouts, 21 lessons for 7 weeks, and the focus is going to be 100% on speaking, letting you produce the output. About the pricing, this is what you're going to get. So 21 online lessons, going to get the materials, which means the ebook for the 21 lessons, vocabulary ebook, sentence builders as well, and of course the MP3s with the native recordings. So why not invest in a skill? Why not invest in yourself? I mean, we all spend money sometimes on useless things, and I do this myself as well. But why not invest money in something that is going to make your life better in the long term? Why not? For who is this bootcamp? It's for people who want to learn Spanish from scratch, or for people who have learned some Spanish a long time ago and actually can't say anything. For those people, it's this bootcamp design. It's really for beginners who want to become conversational as soon as possible. A few examples of people who have succeeded in our bootcamps earlier this year. Here, Aliek is a 55-year-old man from Russia. He never learned, well, he speaks some English, by the way, but Spanish was his first. This was the first time that he was learning Spanish, and he was doing very well. In this video, he's holding a 7-minute conversation with Lucas, 100% in Spanish. Also, Leandro here from Brazil did very, very, very well. It's people from all over the world, actually. This works for everyone. We have had a lady from Taiwan here, students from Brazil, from Russia. It doesn't really matter what your native language is, as long as you can understand the lessons, of course, in English, because the lessons are in English. Then Mikko is he's actually a businessman from Finland, and he wanted to learn Spanish. And he said, Jan, I don't speak any Spanish, but I really need it for when I go on these business trips in Latin America. What should I do? So I invited him to take part in our boot camps, and he said, this is literally what he said: here in Finland, we have the best education system in the world, but learning Spanish in this boot camps feel like a total new experience. I never thought that I could learn the language so fast. It was a really nice testimonial from Nico, and he did great. So we're also going to give you the flashcard decks that I just show you for each lesson. So all the words and sentences of each lesson you're going to be able to revise in the flashcard app in Anki. Yeah. So the 21 lessons, the ebooks, MP3s, and the Anki flashcard decks, total value of 326 euros. This is what it looks like. Oh yeah, of course, we're also going to have a Facebook group for all the participants where the lesson materials will be posted, also where the replays of the lessons will be posted, where you can ask us questions if you have any questions concerning Spanish or language learning in general. Also gives you an opportunity to socialize with other people who are on the same mission, so that you guys can keep it fun and keep each other accountable. Now, my question for you, how much is it worth for you to be conversational in Spanish? How would your life change? What would you do with this new skill? How much is it worth for you? If you participate, you can now participate in our bootcamp for $129. We are going to start next Wednesday, so you need to be quick. And for this price, you get access to 21 live lessons. We're also going to send you the replay in case the time doesn't work for you. You're going to get all the materials all the materials I just mentioned. If you want to actually be if you want to actively participate in the bootcamp, that means that you're going to be live with us in the Hangouts. You're going to get feedback, like live feedback, basically. Then send me an email, and we will make a personal offer for you, because that package is a little bit more expensive. For $129, you're going to get all the videos and all the materials. You can sign up here, languageboost.biz/bootcamp French. You can also find this link in the description under this video. Information doesn't change. That means that everything I've shared with you today in this presentation is not going to change anything. The only thing that's going to make you speak Spanish is basically by acting. So today, this is your chance. Join us, and we will be really happy to see you being conversational in Spanish. If you order now, we give you Vocab Booster Spanish as a bonus. In our bootcamp, we teach you more or less, I think it's like 250 or 300 words. Of course, the most important words. In Vocab Booster Spanish, we teach the 520, so you're gonna get a little bit more content to bring your Spanish to the next level. And we sent you this after the bootcamp. We are selling these courses for $59 on the website now. If you sign up for the bootcamps, you get it for free after the course ends. So you're gonna get all these things here: the online lessons, the ebooks, the MP3, the native audio recordings, the flashcard decks, and Vocab Booster Spanish, and with a value of $385 if you sign up now. And you need to be quick, because we will start next Wednesday. I will close these offers on Monday. Then sign up now for $129 for all the 21 lessons of this bootcamp. You have two choices. You can either not start and still not speak Spanish in a year from now, or you're gonna act. What's it gonna be? We will be happy to have you on board in our Spanish bootcamp. Again, we start on September the 20th, 3 lessons per week, and the lessons will start at 6 p.m. CET. If this time doesn't work for you, no problem. We send you the replays afterwards, so that you can watch the videos whenever you want. You can find the link to sign up under this in the description, and we even give you a guarantee. If you don't like the lessons, if it's not as effective as you thought, we give you your money back. Just send us an email within 30 days, and we give you the money back. Are there any questions? Feel free to let me know if you have any questions, either about this bootcamp or in general. I will be happy to answer these questions. Let me just go to the you can see me again. Let me just go back to the video so that I can actually see if you guys have any questions or not. Okay, yes, almost there. Link is not working, says someone. Francesco, which link is not working? The materials are not working. Okay, then I'm gonna send you. If you sign up, you should receive a link. Sorry, you should receive an email with a link. You can also go, if that's not working for you. If you sign up, you should automatically receive an email with the links with the materials. If that's not working for you, then I suggest you to go to this link. I will add it here. It's languageboost.biz/samples. I think it doesn't let me. I think it doesn't add me any links here in the live chat, but it's basically languageboost/samples, languageboost.biz/samples, and you can also download them there. Okay. Yes. It looks like the page is down. Okay, I'm not sure if you guys can still hear and see me well. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below and I will answer them there. For now, I want to thank you very much for joining here on this webinar. Later today, I'm also going to do lesson number 2 for Spanish, or actually going to do tomorrow, I think. Yes, lesson number 2 is going to be tomorrow. We also have these lessons for French. So if you're more interested in French, then go to our website and sign up for French as well. Here, also here on our YouTube channel, you can see the first French lesson. You can find it here with all the with the download links of the materials. That was it for now. I wish you a good day. Thank you very much for watching and greetings from me. Bye-bye.